Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Star. I'm a 35-year-old mom who likes to play in makeup. And today I wanted to go over my favorite and fails for the month of June. So if that's something that you're interested in, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I have a bunch of favorites and just a couple of fails this month. The first thing I want to talk about is this liquid lipstick that you guys will have seen in one of my previous videos. It is by Fenty Beauty and it is the Stunna Lip Paint in the shade Unattached. That's what it looks like. And guys, this shade is so gorgeous. I love it so much. When I wore it that day, I was feeling my makeup. Like, I just used a very basic eye, like just a little brown through the crease. You can use a bronzer, and then just this bright, bold lip. This color is just gorgeous. The formula stayed on all day long. I think I put it on at like 8 o'clock, and then when I went to take my makeup off at like 9 that night, it was still like perfect. I didn't have to touch it up, nothing. The applicator on this, it makes it very easy to, that's what it looks like, to get it exactly where you want it on your lip. No muss, no fuss. And it's also really easy if you want to go ahead and use, like a little lip brush, to fill in where it's, but love this color, highly suggest it. I have one other color, I think it's like the mauve one. I like that one, but this one for summer, oh my God, chef's kiss. It's so gorgeous. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is I got a Kosas order. My dog's in here. Do not hit, go away, shoo. I got a Kosas order. I got the foundation, the concealer. You were so big and rude. Sorry about that. And the foundation and the concealer are just a little light for me right now. I've worn it a couple times, and while I like it, I don't feel like I can give like the best thoughts on those right now. But I did get the Kosas bronzer in the shade Light. It looks like this. I love this. It gives you like a glowy bronze, all over your face. And I don't know if that's going to show up in a swatch, but I'm not usually a huge fan of glowy bronzers. But for some reason this year, oh my God, it's just like I put it on and it's just beautiful. The formula on that is smooth. It lasts all day long. The pigmentation is great. It is a buildable formula. It's just not pigment bam right out of the gate, but it's got enough pigment that when you put it on, you see it. You don't have to build it up like layer by layer by layer. I mean, one layer is fine, and if you want it just a little bit more, you can add an extra layer, but really you don't have to. So I got the Cloud Set powder in the shade Feathery. I'm pretty sure this is the light medium shade. It looks like this. I've been using it for the past 2 weeks to set everything except my under eyes. I really like this. I am of course more oily in the summer, but I find this helps keep me matte longer than a lot of my other powders that I have right now, especially like my pressed powders. I think I have 1 or 2 other like loose powders that does what this one does, but I really like this, and I've thrown it in my purse just if I want to like touch up, because through my T-zone I get really oily, and then like right here on the cheeks. So but I really like this one, and I know I'm late on the game on all this stuff, like some of this stuff, but that's just how it's just how it is when you're on a low buy. My next favorite product, oh my gosh, I did not think I was going to love this as much as I did, but let me tell you guys, the first time I put it on my face, I knew I was going to fall in love with it, and I absolutely did. I'm talking about the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer. I got mine in the shade Medium. Guys, this is such a beautiful formula. It is buildable. It's so gorgeous. It blends easy. You can put it on top of powder if you want to, underneath. My kid is screaming at the Xbox. I hope you can't hear that. Where was that? You can put this on top of powder if you want to. It's a beautiful formula. I love this. I highly recommend it. It stays on all day. I don't have to worry about it. Blends out easy. It's great. Highly recommend this. I did not think this was going to be worth the $55 that it is, but guys, it's worth it. If you're looking for a cream bronzer, I suggest this one. And up until now, my favorite cream bronzer was still the Huda Tantour one. Love this one so much better. I'm going to be using this all summer long. I think this is probably the only one I'll be using. Sticking with cream products, I have the Melt cream blush light in the shade Cali Dream. I got all of these when Melt went on sale, and they did the whole box full of all of these. This is the only one I think I've used so far, but I really, really like this color. I love how it goes on the face. Once again, you can use it over powder or under powder. Guys, I always put my cream products on before I powder, but I do test out, you know, these, putting them on after I've powdered, just to make sure that, you know, they stay for, you know, the whole day, and then they don't lift up your powder or foundation, anything like this. This doesn't lift up your foundation, doesn't, you know, disturb powder, any of that kind of stuff. It's just beautiful. I love this. I love the Tower 28 in the shade Rush Hour. It looks like this. Once again, just another corally color. Guys, you know, summer's here. I'm like a sucker for a corally pink, you know, kind of blush. This one has more pigment to it than the Melt one does. So I would be more careful with this one than I was like with the Melt. But the Melt is still pigmented, but this one still lasts as long. I don't actually like putting this over powder. To me, it looks a little different. Like, it doesn't pick anything up, but I don't find it like lasts as long as once, you know, I've powdered my whole face over this. So, I mean, in my opinion, I would definitely recommend using this before you powder, but it, once again, doesn't lift foundation or anything like that off. Hold on one moment. I had to get on to my kids. They were being just a little too loud. All right, so as far as other products go, I've been really in love with these two bronzers. The Invisible Bronze from Bare Minerals. I have the shade Medium. I don't think you can get this anymore. I put this in my project pan just because I wanted to get some use out of it, and I fell back in love with this, and I remember why, you know, I loved it for as long as I did. And I've gotten some good use out of it. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but the pan is starting to flatten out a lot. So, love that one. The other one I pulled back out after I used the Essence, the Glowing Golds or whatever one, was the Too Faced Sweet Tea Bronzer. Because, like I said, guys, for some reason, I'm just loving a glowy bronzer this, you know, year. And you can wear these separate, or you can swirl them together. I usually just swirl them together, but I'm going to give you 3 swatches of what they look like separate. That's the light, that's the deep, and then that's mixed up together. And I really, really love it. It gives you, it's not shimmery, it's like satiny. It just makes your, Reba, stop. It just makes your skin look beautiful. So, highly, highly recommend that. And then the 2 foundations I've been using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade Light In. This is actually a little light for me right now, so I've been having to go in with some deepening drops, but I really like this just for like an everyday kind of thing. And then what I'm wearing today is the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. I have mine in the shade Light. I love this. This gives me a little bit more coverage than the ColourPop one does. So I usually use this if I actually have to like go somewhere. Like today I took my son to the doctor's office. Yes, I went out looking like this. This is what I wear. I don't like really, really thick coverage foundations in the summer. I find like it melts off my face. I live in Georgia, so it's very humid down here. You know, I just sweat. It doesn't look great. So unless I know that I gotta have like a full coverage for some reason, I tend to stick with the like lighter coverage, you know, tinted moisturizers, BB creams, you know, stuff like that. All right, so moving on to eyeshadow palettes. I have 2 that I fell in love with this month, and it is the Unearthly Cosmetics Leather and Lace Palette. It looks like this. I did a video on this, so you guys can go check that out. But I don't know why. I mean, I have these colors all over the place. They're basic. They're not like unique to my eyeshadow palette collection at all. But for some reason, when I put these on, I feel like I look better than any of the other palettes I've used recently. I love the grungy green tones. This is like a neutral grunge, like lover's heaven right here. Like, I would wear this to work. I would wear this, you know, out for a date. I would probably even wear this to a wedding, like these type of colors, you know, right here. I really love it. I find it extremely versatile. I love that there's more mattes than there are shimmers. I don't really find I need any extra, like, shimmers at all, because, I mean, technically you can use this as an inner corner highlight if you want to. And if not, you can always use your highlighter or, you know, a single or something. But I really love this. This palette is very weighty and like heavy, and I just love the packaging too. I love Unearthly Cosmetics formula. I think this is now the 4th or the 5th palette of theirs that I have. I have their sleepover palette. I haven't used that one yet, and so I'm excited to dig into that one because, like I said, I love this one so much. The next palette, I got these a while ago, but I'd only tried the berry one up until now, and I still haven't tried the midnight one, but I did try the Beauty Bay Earthly palette. I did a look with this on my Instagram if you guys are interested in it. It's Starlight Beauty 3, but I just love the tones. I love how you have, you know, your lighter pastel-y colors. You have your, like, true, like, I call it shamrock greens. You have these olivey, you know, grungy tones down here. Dogs, knock it off. Yeah, and I like that, you know, it's so versatile. You can get all different types of green looks out of this, and you know, I'm a sucker for green, and I love the fact that you have like this gold shade down here, so that if you don't want like green on the lid, you can also use that. So I love this. Now, let's talk about some of the stuff I was not impressed with this month. So I got this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit, the Universe palette. It was on sale at Ulta, and I had some gift card money, and so I bought it. And I used the bronzer, I used the blush, I used the highlight. I haven't used this big pan right here. It's just like, I think it's supposed to be like a setting powder, but honestly, it's got a little like glitter in it. I guess I could use it as a highlight. I haven't tried yet, but this looks dirty when I put it on my face. And I'm pretty sure that I got the lighter palette, but this one, for some reason, this bronzer, it is the, what color bronzer? Glistening Bronze Light. It's supposed to be like, it makes it look like I have dirt on my face. I've used it 3 times, and 2 out of those 3 times, it looked really dirty on my face. I don't know if it's me, if it's the brush, if it's, you know, what's going on, if it's just this product, but I'm really not feeling it right now. The highlighter's okay. I mean, I have another Hourglass, you know, palette that has a highlighter in it, and it's a good everyday, like I'd wear it to work kind of highlight. But, you know, and then these 2 colors down here, like, they're pretty. I don't know. I mean, they're nice for summer. You know, this one is anyway. But I just wasn't overall, like, when I wore it the several times I wore it, like, my look didn't just make me, I don't know. I wasn't feeling my makeup that day, I guess. And so I know these were on sale for like $56. They're usually, I think, like 80 something. Honestly, I would either go with the other one or like just skip it all together, because the packaging's pretty and stuff, but I don't see that I'm going to get the use out of it that I thought I was going to get out of it. So, and another palette that I have, now this one, it's not so much a fail as it is like, I don't know. It's the NARS Afterglow Cheek Palette. This one I got on sale at the same time I got the Hourglass one. And it's pretty, but I don't know. I have a bunch of NARS blushes. I've just kind of been out of love with them. Now, they are very pigmented. I've used these 2 shades and this shade and then this highlighty shade. And they are very pigmented. They blend easy. There's nothing wrong with like the formula or even the colors, because the colors are pretty. I don't know, I'm not into it. So I thought I was gonna love this. I bought it. I'm actually kind of like a little sad that I got it. It's kind of a regret. So I don't know, but there's nothing really wrong with this one. Whereas I would say with the like Hourglass palette, I just don't think the colors in the Hourglass palette go very well together. I don't think they thought through the color scheme of it. But this one, I mean, it's nice. It's just a yeah kind of purchase. So not necessarily a fail. Now this one is a fail. And I really hate to say that. But the Gemini 2 palette, I don't love this at all. I, for the most part, like Melt Cosmetics palettes. The only palette that I have bought that I have not liked from them was the Millennial Pink palette. But now I don't have every Melt palette. Most of the time I find the mattes blend great. The shimmers are like wham bam on your eye, like, you know, full, you know, color. They don't really do soft. However, with this, I don't think the pigment was there, and I don't think it's because they meant it to be soft. I find these shades look a lot alike. The green tones are pretty, but you only get 3. And yes, you can like mix it with the original Gemini palette, which, I mean, I get it. Doesn't have to be a standalone palette for me to use it. But like, you get 2 shimmers. They're both very dark. You know, all the mattes that are like the rosy tones down here wind up looking the same on the eye. The darker mattes are a little harder to blend, to be honest, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not feeling this palette. I kind of regret getting it. I kind of regret this is one that I actually bought this year and went towards my low buy palette number, and I kind of regret that I got it. I wish I had like waited longer and got more reviews before I like spent my money on this. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. It's like the Millennial Pinks palette. I still have it because I spent an obscene amount of money on it. But I like never touch it. And actually, I think I'm getting ready to declutter the Millennial Pinks palette because I can't with that one anymore. But this one, I don't know. I'm going to keep using it maybe, but I don't foresee me loving it. All right, now what's on my eyes today? The whole palette itself is not a fail. There are just certain colors that are a fail. And if you see this eye look, I really love the color scheme. Like, it's beautiful. But I had so much trouble blending these purples out that it almost makes me not like this palette. So I'm talking about the Jaclyn Hill, the Volume 2 palette. I've had this for years. You know, I got it when it came out. I used it a couple of times. And honestly, back then, like, it was an okay palette. I don't like this, and I didn't back then as much as I liked the first palette. But now that I have so many colorful palettes, and I'm so used to playing with color, because back when, you know, I got this, I was still like very into neutrals and then greens. Green was like my only, you know, color. But, you know, now that I got stuff like the Be Perfect Stacey Marie palettes, you know, some of the Beauty Bay palettes, I just don't find that this works out as well. I have these 2 purples on, and I had so much trouble blending this particular purple right here, Not My Journey. I have Positivity, My Man, and A Moment on like my lids. And the colors, what's so bad is that I want to love this so much because the color schemes, I mean, it's amazing. This is an amazing summertime palette. But this half of the palette is like, not half, but like, you know, like these 6 shades down here, it's like, you know, I had to really go in and spray my brush to get the A Moment shade to work. Now, the oranges work fine. Of course, the neutrals work fine. I even used some of these red tones, you know, and they work fine. But the whole reason you buy it is for the pinks and the purples. And this purple just, and there's not, you get a black and you get this really like dark maroon color. I wish there had been a deeper purple in this palette. Now, saying that, yes, I could pull out my Morphe 39S, It's a Gem palette, the all purple one that they did. But when you have a 35 shade palette, it should be a standalone palette. You shouldn't have to pull in another one. And so that's kind of my like gripe with it. And like the look didn't turn out terrible, but I mean, if you pay close enough attention, you can tell the blending right there. Like it's a little so hard to blend. And yeah, so I love this shade. I'm in it though. It's like, it looks white in the pan, but it's totally a duochrome with a pink shift. I thought about putting it as my highlight today, but like I said, I had to go somewhere and I kind of wanted to look halfway, you know, not crazy. So, but that's it, guys. That's my favorite and fails for the month. Let me know, did you like any of these this month? Have you tried them? What's some other stuff that like you think I need to pull back out? Let me know what you guys are loving, what y'all are hating. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. Either way, it helps me know what you guys want to see. Please don't forget to follow all of my other social medias at Starlight Beauty 3. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you're notified of all of my future uploads. And remember, guys, makeup, it's just for fun. We're not meant to be judgmental, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.